of a pinch of humor. So one of my favorites is Roman Polanski's Fearless Vampire Killers. That's probably one of my favorite, if you will, horror comedies. Yeah. So that's that. That's what I enjoy.
What about your translations about the books?
Oh, okay.
Bir daha vereyim.
Yeah, don't shake it like crazy.
Yeah.
For a living, I translate books for a publishing house. I translate books from English to German, and it's mostly autobiographies and biographies by famous pop culture people. So it's like I did like a biography of Bon Scott, for example, of AC/DC. I did a couple of Kiss books, but also like Beyonce and Peter Gabriel. It's all over the spectrum, basically. You know, it's nice. I'm 30 books into the career now, and I hope to be still going in a few years. Yeah. It's my job. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Your hobby about collecting some stuff and reading comic books or horror movies and sci-fi movies. How did you affect on music? Yeah.
Well, not in this group because I don't really write in this group, but for my other group, the Radcliffes, new record out now, Hell Mental on Monster Zero Records. Well, it affects my songwriting quite a bit. I throw in a horror movie reference every once in a while. It's not like a Misfits rip-off or anything like that, but every once in a while something out of a horror movie or comic book or something may pop up. It's just you know, something that goes. In my opinion, it goes together well with punk rock, I guess. It has always been a connection, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not like completely connected in my mind all the time. It's things that I can do separated from each other, you know. It all fits my personality just fine.
Yeah.
Sure. Can I say something? I have to say, with this band, even though we appreciate this fictional writing, like you know, like the Ramones with Pinhead, or the Riverdales with 2 records entirely based on science fiction, for this band it's more realistic writing. You know, it's more like personal stuff, even though sometimes personal and fiction is very similar, you know. So I just wanted to say something too.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Evet arkadaşlar, stüdyomuzda MilyonTv stüdyosunda fanzinin artık yavaş yavaş sonlarına doğru yaklaşacağız. Bölümünü sizlere izletmiştik. Şimdi DeeCRACKS'ın bir video klibini izleteceğiz. Ardından da Türkiye konseri öncesi yapılmış olan bu röportajın 2. bölümü gelecek.
Set So okay, what are your favorite bands, or what was the first record that you buy?
I mean, hands on. I listen to lots of different music, and every genre I have my favorite band. So there's the Beach Boys and the Ramones, and there's Weezer, and there's Black Flag. So there's lots of, but I think as long as it comes down to a good song, it's a good band. First record, I don't remember. I don't remember.
I think the first record I got was like New Kids on the Block or something. So that's nothing I would listen to right now anymore. I liked it when I was 7 though, or so. But then the first punk record I ever heard was Boogada 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 from Screeching Weasel, and this one kind of changed my life basically, because then was the Ramones right after, and Green Day came up and everything. So, you know, and then that kind of, you know, caught my attention, and that's how I really like developed my character, basically, like my personality.
They poisoned you.
Yeah, they poisoned me somehow. But you know, my all-time favorite songwriter is Tom Petty. Yeah.
So, of course, big Ramones guy. Love stuff that it's in the vein of that. Love the Queers. Love Buzzcocks, classic bands like that. Love Bad Religion. Angry Samoans, but also songwriters such as Elvis Costello or bands such as Cheap Trick. Big favorite of mine. However, my very first CD that I bought was when I was like 11. Rolling Stones Voodoo Lounge. That was my first CD that I bought from my own pocket money, you know. That's, of course, maybe I give it a spin again. I don't know how it has held up, you know.
Yeah, maybe you can see him live someday.
I did.
I mean, it's not New Kids on the Block. You know,
I mean, it was not I don't know in how far it was a life-changing experience, but well, I still like the Rolling Stones. So.
What was the craziest thing on tours or stage?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind, there was like a guy in a wheelchair in the first row of the show at the very first show of a tour, and it was in Munich, and he had his handler with him, you know, like a social worker, and it was like an old school punk rock guy with a very floppy mohawk, and he was like way past his prime, you know.
I think he added me on Facebook.
I'm not. It's definitely that guy. However, for the encore, the social worker pushed the guy out of his wheelchair and onto the stage, and they made us play a song by a famous German punk band, and we kind of made it through, and it was like one of the most surreal moments that I ever experienced on stage. So it's just, I don't know if it was the strangest thing, but it's the first thing that I answer when somebody asks me something like that, because that was just a sight to behold. Really weird.
Okay, so my craziest moment was actually happened in Belgium in 2011. We played a show there. We were headlining this like little indoor festival, and like after the show, we ran out of encores. So I was just like, you know, standing up from the drums, like just having played, and I jumped into the crowd for like crowd surfing. So there's no drummer on stage, so we can't play, you know. So that was my actual goal, and then like it all happens in a couple of seconds. Like they were kind of grabbing me and holding me down, like on top of, like not down, but like on top of, and then somebody bit me in the balls. They pushed some guy like right in there, and he just bit me in the balls. And then I was like, ah, and then I went to the backstage. I was like, this guy just bit me in the balls, and nobody believed me. And then 2 days later, so there was like pictures coming online of the festival.
Somebody must protect you.
Yeah. So I should wear protection, you know. And as of now, I wear protection. But then 2 days later, there was pictures coming online from the festival, and there was this one moment caught on camera, like in perfect, you know, angle, you know. It's just it's the best and worst picture that happened in my life, really, you know. That was quite the moment, you know.
Let me think. I mean, I like this moment too, I have to say. It's very nice, but I think my craziest moment was not something that happened on stage, it was something that happened in front of the stage when we played in Mexico. We played in the suburbs of Mexico City, a place called Ramon's Casa Club, which is basically, it's like a Mexican version of the Ramon's Museum in Berlin. And we played in a room, and the room was open on the other side, and people were standing outside on a sort of a balcony, and they were, you know, dancing and looking at us, and then looking over it, you had the view all over Mexico City, and there were people coming out of other buildings, of other houses, and dancing on the roof because the music was just going over it. Not a lot, but there were quite a few. But it was a beautiful view to play. So this was something that I kind of like to remember.
But you want to see the picture? Because that's the picture of this guy biting me in the balls.
I want to see.
See? It's right there. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it happened. It did happen. Maybe you'll get to see it somehow.
DeeCRACKS'le yaptığımız neşeli sohbet burada son buldu. Konserlerimizde görüşmek üzere.